Snaps for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
we can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.
What's up? 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 Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. As I adjust this pillow behind me, my name is Rashad Milligan. If you are new to the channel, this is the world of 5K subs. And as advertised, we got a very, very special guest in the building. This is someone who I've done a couple videos on before. And in the videos, I was just like, hey, if you want to come on the channel, just reach out to me. And they actually reached out to me. His family did. They're like, hey, we'd love to come on. Here's his contact. I said, okay, great. We set it up in less than a week. Here we are. This is a star student, man. One of the star students around the country, around America. He just so happens to be from our home state, and more specifically in my old stumping grounds where I used to work at in Douglasville. So with that being said, from North, no, I'm joking. We got Mantavius, Lebron, Presley in the building. Mantavius,
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for popping in. Thank you for popping in. Real quick, maybe to talk on a Thursday night and things of that sort. Like we were talking right before, very briefly. I asked you, were you nervous, or were you used to this? And you said, and at first I was nervous doing the interviews. Now I'm pretty much used to this. How has the past month been for Mr. LeBron?
The past month has been it came as a shock, but it's been very, very good. It's been something I have enjoyed, and I've enjoyed sharing my story and getting to know different people and just talking and meeting new individuals and telling them, my story and how I overcame some of the things that I went through and everything that I've done to get to where I am and how much of a shock it has been to actually be here.
No, 100%, 100%. I wanted to ask you, going off of that, like, was it kind of like a thing of, dang, I never knew that you get recognized for doing well in school like this with media attention? And was it like one of those things that's just like, I'm just doing my work, I don't want
Yeah,
mom to
I
get
was
mad at
like,
me?
yeah, I was just doing what I knew I was supposed to do, trying to, get through school, doing everything that I want to do. Because I always tell people if you're doing something that's not making you happy, don't do it. So I was doing everything that made me happy, and I was going through school, enjoying it, loving what I did, and doing some amazing things along the way.
No, 100%, 100%. I definitely want to open up with this, the most obvious question, and a question that you get a lot, but I want to ask it anyway, just to get it right here on this platform.
Right.
Where did the nickname LeBron come from?
My mom, she's a huge LeBron fan, and she has been following LeBron since he was in high school. And so my middle name is actually LeBron. So she loved LeBron so much she was gonna name me LeBron, but she ended up making my middle name LeBron instead of my first name because she loves him so much and she still follows him to this day. She loves him.
There was another kid who was named after a basketball player, and I laughed about it because I thought it was funny. I was like, why would they? And boy, did they get me in the comments. I don't even want to bring it up because folks, man, they said there's nothing wrong with his name. And there's not, man. I tell you. But just kind of going off of that, feeding off of you being named after LeBron.
Mhm.
Ironically, LeBron has a very, I don't know if this commercial is famous. It's just a commercial that always sticks in my head of LeBron being like standing in the classroom or something. You know what commercial I'm talking about? And he goes, we don't need any more LeBrons.
Is that? I feel like I saw that for Sprite or something. It may have been for
I
some.
don't know
I
if
don't
it's,
remember what it was for, but he has so many commercials. I
oh no,
don't.
100%,
He
100%.
has so many commercials.
But this is the commercial, right? So
Mhm.
he's like, we don't need any more LeBrons. And then it's like a rapper or something, and they're like, say hypothetically it's Kanye, but it's not Kanye. I would have
Mhm.
remembered that. It's like, we don't need any more Kanyes. We don't need any more like Britney Spears or Ariana Grandes.
Mhm.
And it was like, we need more scientists. We need more professors. We need more. And then they went down the list. So for you, I guess, kind of pursuing this career in medicine, just like, I don't know, I guess, what's the overall thing? Like, you're literally named after LeBron. You're raised by a single mom. You're Metro Atlanta, like
Right.
very black area. You're
Right.
black. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what was that like for you of just like, I'm gonna take this route of academia and specifically medicine and everything like that, as opposed to the route of athletics?
Well, my mom, she wanted me to play basketball, and I played soccer, and I played t-ball, and I did all these different things because she wanted me to play sports. So when I was like, I want to say 10, 9 or 10, I told her, I don't want to play sport. I don't want to play sports. I just want to dress nice and make good grades. So she listened to me, and that's what I did throughout the rest of my time in school. I made good grades, and I went and enjoyed school. Cause I wasn't good at sports, and I knew that and I knew if I wasn't good at something, I did not want to do
No, 100%. I appreciate the self-awareness at a young age. But like it was for me, it was 10 as well, where I was like, I don't like running suicides. Like in
it.
practice, like they had you running. I was like,
They
I don't really
did.
enjoy this. And we were talking about sports all the time with my pops. And one time he was like, yeah, those people on ESPN get paid a lot to do. I was like, that's what I want to do at 10 years old. So that's why I was like, I don't care. They still made me play
Right.
because I was tall and everything like that. But I was pretty much over it. The pursuit and the passion for it was going at a very, very early age. In terms of putting on nice clothes, man. How would you describe your style, your fashion?
I do. My favorite brand is Polo, Ralph Lauren. So
Okay, okay.
I would just say, anything from them that sticks out to me is what I'm wearing.
You familiar with Young Dro?
I am.
Young Dro. I interviewed Young Dro, I think last year at the
Uh-huh.
BET Awards. It's
Uh-huh.
got to be about 90 degrees, and Young Dro is out there, 2024. He's got the polo shorts on. They're one color, I believe it was orange, and then he had a polo button down under a polo sweater vest, and then I think he had a bow tie with it, might not, and then he had on a polo hat to the side.
I feel
And I
like
was asking him,
I feel like I saw that on the pre-show or on Instagram or something. I feel like
yeah,
I've seen that before.
I was
And I was
asking
like,
him.
I know it's hot out there
That's exactly what I said. I said, how do you stay
mind you,
cool?
isn't that the almost summertime, or if
Yeah,
not the
it
middle of
is the
summer?
summertime.
The
It's
middle of
it's
summer?
it's the end of June. It's the middle of
Yeah.
summer. So it was hot out there, boy. And young Joe was wearing that. I said, how do you stay? Here it is. Hold on. I'm gonna pull up. I just found it. Hold on, give me a second. Shout out to young Joe, man. Atlanta legend. West Side legend for sure. But my boy.
Yep, that's it right
Joe
there.
pulled up in this. They won't even. I gave him credit. I said sweater vest. It was a full on sweater.
Yep, it was a
Joe did
polo
it,
sweater. And he
man.
got the shorts. I have those shorts.
Yo, you got these
I
polo
have those
shirts.
shorts. I have those.
Joe, I'm cleaning. Shout out to young Joe, man. I want to ask you. I guess okay. Oh well, that's some like Morehouse stuff though. Like you fit right in Morehouse, man. But was that in any consideration of thinking about the culture of Morehouse and how it fits you and your personality?
Definitely, that went into my thinking when I was choosing my school. I was like, it was like I knew I wanted something that felt like a family. I knew I wanted the best thing for me in my major. I knew I wanted the best thing that I would look back and say, oh my God, I made the best decision for me in the long run. And then I also thought about, what best fits me. In what I can see myself doing in the future. And when I went to Morehouse for a tour in February. For the second time, it was my second tour because I went also last year for my junior year. This second time, I had really fell in love with the campus and the people there. They were so welcoming, and so I was like, actually feels like home.
I want to
And
ask you about the scholarship. So I'm gonna be kind of hopping around it if you haven't
mhm,
been done. Um, so Morehouse being a private school, it's expensive, and you don't
right,
get as much assistance from the state in terms of financial aid and helping you, kind of cover your tuition. So you have to get
right,
a lot of the scholarships from outside sources and things of that sort.
right.
For you, over $1 million accumulated in total scholarship money and going for this scholarship and this scholarship and this scholarship. What was that pursuit like for you? Particularly thinking about the bigger schools that you wanted to go to. So like the Alabamas, that the bigger out of state schools that you knew were gonna cost a grip. What was that kind of process like for you? Just making sure you went after those scholarships and got your money.
So the thing about making sure I got my money's worth, like when I was deciding on what school to go to, it was it was really like what did I think was gonna be the best option for me in my major, because you can go anywhere and major in anything, but it's only certain schools that produce the best doctors or the best nurses or the best educators or the best this or the best that. So I wanted to make sure that I chose what was right for me and my major and what I wanted to do for my future. But also I wanted to also make sure that that I was looking at something that was cost effective for not only for me but for my mom as well, because you can go anywhere, but it's different when you have all these student loans and all this money to pay back, because you really can't enjoy life if you're paying back all this money.
No, 100%. And I wanted to ask you, where did you get this type of information and knowledge from? Because like you said in another interview, I believe it was GMA, where you said your mom didn't go to school. So
Yeah.
where did you learn all of this, of just like to know to look forward already, of like student loans are a thing. This is the thing. This is the thing. I want to make sure, where did you learn that from?
So one thing that I always done is talk to my mom said I've always loved school. So one thing that I've always done is talk to my teachers and my principals and my assistant principals and my counselors. And that was the same thing I did all throughout high school. I talked to my teachers. I had some amazing teachers. I talked to my counselors. I talked to all five of the counselors at my high school when I was actually only assigned to one, but I knew all five of them. And two of them actually helped me so much along the way with this process and teaching me different things that I needed to know. And then also I talked to my assistant principals and my principal about all the different things, because I grew to build relationships with them, especially throughout this senior year. At the beginning of the year, it was really about, we know you want to go to college, so what can we do to help you? And that was what I got from the counselors and my assistant principal and my principal. I got that from them. How can we help you? And so with the counselors, they made sure that we knew all these different things. Like I did dual enrollment through my high school, so they made sure that we knew that all of these different things were out there to help us. So I did dual enrollment to earn college credits while I was still in high school at a college level taking these classes. I learned that student loans can make or break you. I learned about all these different scholarships because we had the right counseling staff at the right time to help us, because without them I wouldn't know any of this. So they taught me so many things, and I just learned that there's all of these different avenues of funding and money out there that a lot of people don't know about. So get out there, and even if you don't think you qualify for them, apply for them. I learned that too during this journey, looking at these different scholarships and grants and Pell grants um, and all of these different things, and then different states offer different things, so I didn't know that either. Like Georgia offers the Hope and Zell Miller scholarships. I didn't know that before talking to my counselors and my teachers, because you have to talk to people, and that's the only reason that you'll know stuff. I tell people that all the time.
Where did your lack of I guess shyness come from? Because as a younger person, that speaking to adults especially can be a bit frightening. It could be a bit, terrifying and things of that sort. Like the thing I think about is when I was a kid, if I'm with my mom and say my mom goes somewhere and the phone rings, like I'm scared to pick up, like you scared to talk to adults on the phone, you know what I mean? To
Right.
get like where did that for you? Like I'm not scared to ask questions from adults. Where did that come from?
I've always been a very outgoing person, always talking when I shouldn't be, always talking when I shouldn't be. I used to get it. Some say I talked too much while I was in school, but I would always talk to people. I had never had a problem with talking, especially not the teachers, because you have to talk to your teacher. If you don't know something, you have to ask questions. If you want to know more, you have to talk to them. And I learned, in middle school, that those are people who have already done the things that you're doing now, so you have to talk to them because they already know what you're going to do, what needs to be done, and how to get it done.
And organization is so critical,
That's
and
true.
just getting a couple scholarships to get
Right.
over $1 million worth of scholarships, you really have to be, and to apply to over 60 schools, you have to be like, senior year is a lot, man.
It is
Senior year is a
organization
lot.
and
Like,
time management with my best friend.
because exactly, you got high school, you have to participate in clubs, you have to have extracurriculars, community
Right.
service, the grades, the test scores, the speed. You got to have all of that set to present to the colleges. And for
Right.
you, it seemed like you maximize that to the. That's why this is a national story, LeBron. So it's like, where did that organization of like timing has to be on point?
Well, I've always been a freak, a kind of about cleanliness and making sure everything is right and how it's supposed to be. So it was just about knowing deadlines, when to reach them, and how to get to them. Because if you don't know when you're supposed to do something, how it's supposed to be done, what time it's supposed to be done, how it's supposed to be, what time am I supposed to be there, when is the due date, how am I supposed to do, what's the highest I can get, then you're just going in blind. And I do not like going into anything blind, because you need to know, if I'm going to do something, I want to know everything about it before I do it.
Pop quiz. Morehouse men always have a what?
Ooh, I've heard so many things that Morehouse men have, but one thing that I do remember is Morehouse men always have a speech.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's
That's one. That's
that's
one.
one thing I do remember, and then two, what was another thing?
I'll give you a hint. It rhymes.
Oh my God,
But this might be old school. This might be old school.
oh my God, this is even before I'm there. Oh, I've learned so much since I made my decision. I don't have it. I don't have it.
Morehouse men always have a pen.
That is, I did hear that. I did
Yeah.
hear that one. My mentor actually, that was one of the first things he told me.
Yes, no, 100%, 100%. And the dual enrollment for you, like you were mentioning, dual enrollment, it's
Hmm.
so important for students like you pursuing careers in, the medical field and things, because you're going to be in college for 80 years, so,
Right,
so to cut
right.
down on that 80
I
years.
would say, so anything that can help, shorten the
Exactly.
time, or help, get me out there quicker and teach me more while I'm still in high school, or teach you more before, it's always helpful, because these things, they can, shorten your time, they can make you better before you get there. And there's just different aspects of doing stuff early that really helps.
Ain't no need to diddle that on your prerequisites. Let's just get right to it.
Right, right. Because the thing is about prerequisites, you got to take them before you do anything else. So I might as well start early.
100%. And it's the same stuff. I'm telling you, it's literally the same classes that you would have taken in high school. I get to college freshman year. I said, we're doing stuff I did in 10th grade, 11th grade. Like, but it was fun. It
I
made
say,
things fun because
I've
I
heard
didn't
that
have to
before.
study as much. And so I had more time for fun. But I also didn't, major in medicine or the medical field and things like that. So
Right,
speaking of that, man, you gave what you wanted to be ultimately, like your ultimate dream and goal and stuff, career goal, ending
right.
title. And it was a name I've never heard before. Can you please repeat it for the audience here and explain what that is?
An anesthesiologist?
Woo! And anesthesiologist?
Yes.
Okay, okay. What is an anesthesiologist?
So, in simple terms, the anesthesiologist is just to put it in simple terms, if you ever had a surgery before and you've been put to sleep, the anesthesiologist is the person that everybody says it's the
Oh,
person that comes in for 5 minutes and tells you you're gonna count down from 10, and then you can't start counting down, and then you're just out. That's what people say all the time. When I tell them this is what I want to be, they say you're only gonna have to be in the room for 5 minutes, and then you get to leave. But
my
it's
bad, my
actually
bad,
a
my
lot
bad.
more than that. It's pain management, and epidurals for pregnant women, and different things that you have to watch out for. Like, you have to administer a certain amount depending on the age, the weight, and all these different things.
I 100% knew what that was. When you explained it, I was like, "Oh boy, the
Yeah.
comments about to get me now." Man, man, let me tell you, they get on my reading. They say, "Oh man, this is the reader. They say, this is uneducated." I was like, "Bro, come on, I promise I went to school." Uh,
But yeah, that's how everybody knows what it is, because they may not know the name, but they know that person that comes in that room and knocks you out.
100%, 100%. Where at what age did medicine first interest you and why?
I would say about in the eighth grade, and because, well, I would say in the ninth grade actually, because I had some amazing healthcare. I had an amazing healthcare teacher. I had ninth and tenth grade I had an amazing healthcare teacher. In tenth grade, I had an amazing biology teacher, and then I had another amazing healthcare teacher that kind of um helped me figure out what I wanted to do. And then my ninth grade teacher, actually, the second semester of my ninth grade year, which was from January to May, she actually introduced me to doing sports medicine. And that was another thing that helped me realize, okay, I actually love medicine. I want to pursue a career in medicine. So at that time, I didn't know. At that time, I knew I wanted to do something in medicine. I didn't know exactly what it was, and so she just opened my eyes to different aspects of medicine. And so this side was, sports medicine with the athletes and pain and care management, pain management and all these different things to help the athletes in a different way that I had never seen before personally. And it was just really interested me, and it was something that I enjoyed seeing.
100%, 100%. Well, so many kids look up to you, LeBron. You're on TV, on local news, on national news, on streams, on you're everywhere, right? So, with that being said, like, how do you hold that kind of responsibility at the age of 18, 17, 19 years old? Going into 19 next year, of course. But how do you kind of handle that responsibility at such a young age of like a lot of young kids are looking up to me?
I just I just, try to show them. One thing I've always wanted to do is help people and motivate people and show them that, they can do anything they put their minds to. So if you think you can do something, you can do it. Just make sure you stay focused and keep your head where it's supposed to be, have fun, but also know what you want to do. Stay focused. Make sure you stay involved, even if even if you're not in 13 clubs, 12 clubs, just stay involved. Get out there and talk to people. Get out there and help your community in a way. There's all of these different things that you can do to stay involved in your community, in your school. Meet different people. It's just all about getting out there, showing your face, and you never know who you might talk to one day.
And like for the kids, like I always say this, I don't even know if I probably said this at some point in one of your videos, but I was just saying like kids want to be what they see, right? So it's
That's
like
true.
if the main thing I consume through media, which is the medium between the consumer and the person creating the product and things of that sort, if the main thing that we're pushing as media members is Young Joe, Ti, rap, hip hop, and baseball, athletics, and things of that sort
Right.
for Black people in entertainment, then a lot of kids growing up they're gonna see that and that's what they think you have to do to make it, quote unquote, to make
Right.
some money, to have a successful life, everything like that. For you to make the decision at 10, I don't want to play sports, and then to make the kind of distinction or have the direction at ages 15, 16, 17 that medicine is my passion and medicine is the way I want to go and I want to be kind of known for academics. Once again, going back to 10 years old. Uh that's something that you change hundreds at least on the low end, hundreds of Black kids' lives in America. And we want to applaud you over here. That is the
Thank
reason
you.
why we brought you on this platform. That's the reason why we wanted to talk to you. And we want to say thank you for
Thank
that.
you.
And we need more of these stories to be highlighted. And it is
That's
our
true.
responsibility as the media. If we're going to talk about Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, and there's nothing wrong with that. We could
Right.
talk. We can. It's the same thing with music, right? It's the same thing with hip hop. Like I used to be a snob with hip hop. I used to be like, oh, Future, this, what the real hip hop. But then, like, I grew up and I was like, oh, I can appreciate Future, and I can also appreciate this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can
Right.
appreciate both sides, but that balance is definitely needed. And there is no balance for the wide kind of range of the media landscape. So man, your existence is so important. And I hate to put all of this on your shoulders because you're like 18 years old, but like it is so important what you're doing right now, man. And you
Thank
you
you.
have to keep going.
Thank you.
Times are gonna get tough, because I'm sure they've been tough already. Your first 17 years, 18 years of life, but like it's going to continue to get tough in school and everything as you experience life in adulthood and bills and all of those things. But like, just keep going, bro, and keep remembering like how you feel right now when everybody's interviewing you, everybody's talking about you, and like you're here. Keep that. Keep that feeling of why you even wanted to go into medicine, because I'm telling you, bro, life is gonna whack you around and you gonna feel, oh man, I don't even want, man, forget this, bro. I'm about to nah, we not doing that. You came too far now. You
Right.
came way too far now. It ain't gonna be no, I know I might sound like your mama. Ain't gonna be no drugs, ain't gonna be no babies, ain't gonna be nothing that's gonna stop this motion. We're gonna keep this train
Right.
going because we rooting for you and we proud of you, LeBron.
Right. I appreciate that. Thank you.
No
Thank
problem, no
you.
problem. And like you when you hear stuff like that, man, when you know this is what the black community is looking at, in particular Black America, and all Americans and people into education and things of that sort, because everybody watches this channel.
Right.
Like what does that mean to you, and how do you kind of hold that responsibility, man?
I'm just so surprised about it, but I'm also grateful that I have people that want to see me succeed. I'm grateful that I have people that that are sharing my story, that want to see me that want to, like I said, want to see me succeed. So it makes me want to go even harder and keep going, because there's I have things out here that I need to do, and people want to see me do. So let me just keep going and make it happen, because it's you have things out here that may stop you, but you have this motivation to keep going and keep working hard to get to where you eventually want to be.
How does LeBron have fun?
With my family, with my friends. I've met so many amazing people throughout my life, throughout high school, throughout elementary school, throughout middle school, with my family, cousins, friends. I just like building bonds with people, and then having those lifelong relationships that keep you going, because relationships, they build you, and if you have those good friends, you can get through anything with your friends and your family.
100%, great answer. What do you guys do? Do you guys dance? Do you guys sing? Do you guys play checkers? Do you guys play Unos? What do you guys do to pass the time and have fun?
Um, I love music, so listen to music. I love movies. I love going to the movies. I love watching movies at home. So watching movies, listening to music, like you said, playing Uno. Um, we just graduated, so we have all this graduation money, so we going shopping. Like, I love to shop. I love to
Hold
shop.
on to the money. Hold on to the money, LeBron. Hold on to the money. Shop a little bit. Shop with about 50%. Hold on to the
Right.
rest of the money.
Hold on to the rest of it. Right.
But yeah. Okay. And you know what I gotta ask you next? Uh, who you listening to right now?
Who am? Let me see, because I don't even know. Hold on. Let me see. Let
All
me see.
right,
Who am I
Mantavius,
listening?
aka LeBron Presley, is looking
Who
up
am
who
I
he's
listening
currently
to
listening
right
to right
now?
now. He just graduated from high school last week, and he is headed to Morehouse College either this summer or in a couple of months, which will be June, July, August, in 3 months. He will
Yeah,
be a college student. So
3 months. Oh my
yeah,
God, I'm not listening to any. I'm actually not listening to anything new right now. Actually, everything I listen to is quite old.
that's cool. Who the old people you listen to?
But everything I'm listening to is quite old right now. So, I'm listening to. I am listening to, who is that? I'm listening to Lil Wayne, Leon Thomas. Oh, that is a new one. Leon Thomas, Mutt by Leon Thomas. I've listened to that. I'm listening to Mary J. Blige. I'm listening to Beyonce. She has her new album. I'm listening to who else? That's about it. I haven't since I got out of school, I haven't been listening to music as much, because usually first thing I do in the morning is I listen to my music while I'm getting ready. But I haven't been getting ready for anything, so I haven't been listening to my music as much.
You made me nervous when you said I only listen to old music, and I was like, I hope this isn't like my high school playlist. And then you started off with Lil Wayne, and I was like, And then you said Mary J. Blige. I said, okay, okay, all right, cool. That's the whole school for me too. That's the whole school for me too.
Right.
Uh, man, what dances are you guys doing right now? Like, what dances are the kids doing?
Oh, I don't know because I can't dance. I'm dead. I cannot dance. So I wouldn't even lie to you. I
How do
cannot
you how do
dance.
you slap the when you have Uno? How do you slap the card down on the table?
Um, um, you have to put a little bit of pressure into
You
it.
know what I mean? You gotta go. "Ah," you gotta something scream at the table
Right.
or something like that. What are your plans for the summer, man? Your last couple months of freedom before you are officially a college student, full-time
I
college student.
let me see. I actually have an internship with the Board of Commissioners coming
Oh
up.
no, no days off, no rest for the weary,
No,
huh?
no, gotta stay busy. So I have an internship actually coming up with the Board of Commissioners starting at the beginning of June. So
It
I cannot wait for that to start.
Well, congratulations on your internship. Congratulations on graduating.
Thank you.
Congratulations on about to enroll into college in your new journey at Morehouse College in the AUC on the west side, staying on the west side of Atlanta, things of that sort.
Okay.
The question, the message to the youths, the children watching this right now, they're looking up because they made them sit down and listen. You need to be like him. What is your message to those kids?
Our message is to just listen to your mom. Listen to your mom. She would never lead you wrong. But also, stay focused, make good grades. You may have days where you may make bad grades, but one bad grade does not define who you are. Keep going, keep stay in the books, keep studying, and you can succeed. And even and like me, I'm not the best test taker. Even if you're not the best test taker, you still have those assignments and those quizzes and all these different things that can help you out. We have all of these different things now that are here to help us. We have um what is one of the things that I was using? We have Quizlet. I was using Quizlet and quizzes and use your textbooks. Like those big thick textbooks that they have in class, they actually help. Like my chemistry textbook helped me a lot in chemistry.
It's good to know that they still use textbooks in grade school and things.
Yes, they do. And I did not like that textbook, but it helped me a lot.
Hey, they're big and bulky and heavy, but like you said, they help you. You get to it
Yes.
immediately. Sometimes you Google something and then you got to go through like 8 pages to get to what you're even
Right.
looking
And
for.
then too, one thing that chemistry teacher always told me, Google is not your best friend because Google can lead you wrong. So
Mm.
she said that's why I recommend you use the book because Google can lead you wrong. And I will always remember that because Google is not always right. I learned that. I learned that throughout high school.
No, 100%, 100%. I wanted to ask you now, kind of closing up, about your mom.
Hmm.
Like being raised by a single mom and everything. You just said listen to your mom. That was your advice to the kids and stuff like that. Uh, like having that, what a lot of people from the outside looking in would look at as a hurdle or a chip on your shoulder. Just how important was that for you to kind of overcome any preconceptions of the limits that people placed on you as a child coming from a single parent home,
Hmm.
to kind of go above and beyond all of those expectations and just do you, man?
Because I knew that I had, expectations because of course I can't go to school and make bad grades. So I knew that I wanted to go and, and do the right thing, do the things that I knew I was supposed to do while also succeeding and doing all the things that I knew were good for me, but also helped me even when I didn't know it. Like doing all these different things, like when I started doing sports medicine, I didn't know it could help me. It was just something that I liked doing. So like I said, yeah, doing these things that I enjoyed helped me along the way because like when I became FBLA president, I was so surprised because I did not know I was going to become president. And then one day, the advisor called me and she was like, "Well, I've been told that you should be my FBLA president. So what are our next steps?" And I was like, "Well, I wasn't prepared." So it's about having these different things that help you succeed, along with your foundation at home, your village. Your village helps you, but you also have these different things that keep you grounded, that can help you learn new things that also get you out there. Um, let you have fun, and things may come as hurdles or unexpected things may come up, but you get through those things, you learn new things, and then you just keep going. You just keep going.
What do you want to say to mama?
Thank you for everything that you've done for me these past 18 years. We have 1,000 more years to go for with med school and undergrad. So I appreciate everything and I love you. And we have so many more trials and tribulations and things to go.
Brian, where do the people keep up with you on social media?
On Instagram, my Instagram is at I am Lebron Presley. My Facebook is Mantavius Lebron Presley. Um, and that's about it. And then I have Twitter, but I'm not on there as much. I have Twitter, I'm not on there as much, but that is also I am LeBron Presley. Um, but yes, and I'm always on. One thing. I'm always on Instagram. I am always on Instagram. Maybe more than I would like to be, but I'm always on Instagram.
Yeah, you supposed to say I'm never on Instagram. I'm always in the books because you're the example when the parents are like, you need to be like him. They put on this interview. You need to be watch it. You need to sit down and be like him. He on his stuff. He do his scholarships. He do his.
I was.
He ain't never on Instagram. He don't
I
never
was.
have
And
fun.
actually, some of the scholarships that I found out about, I found out about them on Instagram.
See, LeBron.
Found
See,
out
you're
about
not
them on
supposed to say
Instagram.
this. You know, LeBron.
So look,
Because-
social media can help because
what is the problem? The problem's supposed to be that dang phone.
it is, but the phone can also help because I met some amazing people through social media that continue to help me to this day. I met some of my future Morehouse brothers on Instagram. I found some scholarships on Instagram. My counselor, she found me some scholarships on Instagram. So the phone can actually help.
So I guess this is what the kids have to. They have to turn around back at their parents. Don't speak back to your parents. But
right.
respectfully, mom, LeBron, he over $1 million in scholarships. He said Instagram.
But don't blame me. The moms are not gonna get me.
Come on, man. LeBron, we appreciate the time so much. Thank you for stopping by. Any last words before we get out of here?
Just thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it, and I enjoyed this interview.
Yes,
so
sir.
Thank you for the opportunity.
No. Thank you so much. Best of luck to you in your journey.
I'm
from Atlanta, even though I don't live in Atlanta anymore. I'm in Atlanta right now for a little time being, for a little summer vacation, things of that sort. So anytime you need anything from me, you got my contact. Like I'm not in the field of medicine. I don't know how helpful that is. But if you ever need anything, any coverage, any interviews or anything like that, let me know.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I would definitely let you know.
Okay, for sure. And as always, I'm Rashad Milligan. Until next time, please take care of yourselves. Peace.
Steps for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon, we can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.